Welcome to Vital Signs with Lisa Williams. This is a podcast about hope and the power and resilience of the human spirit. I'm your host, Lisa Williams, and today I'm so excited to have my special guest, Miss Kymora Kiki Faith Mason. And this is a first that I'm able to have a podcast in my little podcast room at my own home. So I'm honored to have Kiki on, and she wants to basically talk about what this podcast has meant to her. So I'm your host, Lisa Williams, and I wanted to say this before I even get started with her. Kymora just graduated high school. Congratulations, Kymora, to you and all our graduates. And school recently just started back again for a lot of our young people. So the segment basically today is our young people are not just the future. They're the right here and the right now. Okay, so that's the title of our segment today. So we're going to be talking and having a conversation today basically about what Kymora next level of education is going to be. Also, how this podcast, since we've started it, how it has inspired her. So I'm doing my best. Again, this is Vital Signs with Lisa Williams. I told you guys and all the listeners and all the viewers, I'm still learning this. You see this oxygen on my face. It's going to take me a minute if I don't forget it. So just keeping it real. Thank you so much for tuning into the show. Thank all of you for supporting Vital Signs with Lisa Williams, because there's so many vital signs out there. But are we listening? Or are we watching? Or are we being aware? Or are we doing something? Or are we saying something? What are we doing? Okay. So God bless each and every listener. So again, Miss Kiki, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Tell us what was your deciding point of wanting to be on Vital Signs?
So when I saw your nursing and your gratitude podcast episodes, it was really impacting because of how nurses, they go through all and everything, and you don't see what behind the scenes is. All you see is just what they do, like on the outside, but on the inside, they're dealing with so many things, and it kind of messes with them inside the head. So
absolutely.
And in the gratitude, I really like the quote that was on your wall, which I see right now, which is, "Of all the things my hands have held, you are my favorite."
Yes.
That was very inspiring, and especially since you are my auntie, it was really like it brought me back to all the memories that we've done together, like before my sister was born, a lot of things, and it was very heartwarming, and then I had to share it with a lot of people. So, I mean,
that's wonderful. Yeah. That's wonderful. And for those of you that are listening or that are watching, when she said her sister's born, that's my god baby. That's Adelia. I think you can probably see her on that little picture back there. So, but thank you. I'm so glad that the show has inspired you. And again, it goes back to the young people. Our young people are so much more than their looks. Their booty, their beauty. There's so much more than that, so take time to listen to our young people. Take time to encourage them. Take time to be the legacy for them. The word of God says to leave a legacy. It's not just your money. It's how you live your life and what you're going to impact and pass down to the younger generation. So please, everyone listening, everyone watching, please grab hold of a young person or a group of them like I do, right? All her friends, they all know. Grab hold of them, inspire them, talk to them, listen to them. So Kymora is going to be continuing her education. What is it that you're going to college for?
I am going to college to be a math teacher. I'm going to teach like high school mainly because I really like algebra 2. And the reason why is because I've seen so many videos of teachers, and then I have this wonderful math teacher Miss Butler, she was very, like, she taught and it helped me out. So, and I just want to give out the same way to the future generation. So then they can also be successful like me and other graduated students. So I want to do that. And I also want to encourage them to also look from their inside, from their eternal self, like their core beliefs about themselves. So then they don't have to worry about whoever's like judging them. They just need to know that they're them.
Absolutely.
And they don't have to depict on what this world has to say. They make up themselves.
You hear this young person preaching? Do you hear this young person got more knowledge and more sense than somebody 60, 70 years old? That speaks a lot, and that speaks volumes to the village that's raising you, your mother, your father, your aunties, your uncles, your grandparents, everyone, our church, you know. Yeah. It speaks volumes, and I'm so honored to not just to be a human being sitting next to you, because it's not often we get to like interact like this with because of my issues, but I'm so proud of you, Kymora, and I'm gonna keep it together because you know this baby just said, this young woman just said we had a podcast, and I remember that podcast. I was very sick that day. I had just got out of the hospital, and a psychologist had told me what I could not do, you know, and, you know, some of you don't know that story, but I'm going to tie it into Kymora's. I had just got out of the hospital, you know, it's not a secret, stage 4 cancer. And she told me what I could not do because, you know, when you're going through what I'm going through and so many others, they bring the psychologist or psychiatrist in to talk to you. And clearly the way I speak, the way I am and carry myself, and you as my niece and with me know this, people think Lisa is not operating with a full deck. Lisa elevator is between floors. Lisa cheese has slid smooth off her cracker because clearly she does not believe us when we give her this diagnosis. But I believe you, but my trust is in the Lord. I do everything I'm supposed to do, having this horrible disease. I can flip this wig off and show you this bald head, but that's just not me, you know. But I'm saying all of these things to keep it real. My niece just said the last podcast, or the podcast when I was like really sick, I had just got home from the hospital, it encouraged her. And we're going to read it again. You want to read it, Kymora? Go ahead.
Of all the things my hands have held, you are my favorite.
Yeah. And Kymora just said that encouraged her so much, and it spoke volumes to her because it spoke volumes to me. When I got it, I thought about my children, you know, my god baby, my, you know, my nieces, but then I really thought about the Lord and of all the things he created and all the things that his hands have held. He says that we are his favorite. And see, that spoke to me. And by me delivering the message, my niece got the message, and I'm sure all her and her friends talking about it. So I just want to say to you again, I am so proud of you. And guys, this is not her first time trying to get on Vital Signs. So, you know, she's not the only one, but I want to have everybody who wants to be on Vital Signs and have something to say that is not negative. Again, we're going to have hard conversations, but it cannot be any negativity on here. The world has enough negativity. And I was on Facebook. We were talking this morning. I was on Facebook, and I'm looking at, okay, I'm not a Facebook person, but I have to be on Facebook in order to do this podcast. And I was talking to the Lord. People care more about what's going on with somebody in a tight dress or they booty shorts than they do about what's going on in the world and where we're going to be, not just 20 years from now, where are we going to be tomorrow? This right here is not just the future. This is the right here and the right now. So I'm so happy for her to come on and share her story about how her teacher, what's her name? Give her a shout out.
Miss Butler. Woo!
Thank you, Miss Butler. Thank you, Miss Butler, for encouraging all these young people about math. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I did not like math. And it wasn't the numbers because, hey, I got to count my money. Like my son would say, count my stacks. It was the teacher. You know, sometimes, you know, and the teachers, hats off to you, because if it wasn't for a teacher, none of us would be able to know how to do what we're doing. Okay, so thank God for all the teachers, just like all the caregivers, all the moms and dads, single moms and dads. Thank you so much. But if it wasn't for that teacher to inspire and really buckle down, because algebra is not easy, okay, to buckle down and pour into these young people, she probably wouldn't be going to school to be a teacher. And not just a teacher. We're talking about a teacher of what'd you say, middle school, high school?
I said high school.
High school. She looked like she's 12, right?
Yeah, I'll take it as a compliment. Don't get me wrong, but if you put it in a certain way, I will take it very offensive.
I know, right? We all want to be grown, right? Yeah. But you know what, Kymora? You have the mindset. And most importantly, you have the spirit of a warrior. You always have. And I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of the other young people and older people like myself that you inspire, not just by the words that you speak, but how you live your life, how you always bring others along with you. So I know Auntie tell you all the time, I love you. I'm just so proud of you, as if it's something that we supposed to say. But if anybody knows me or anybody that I don't say, if it's not the truth, you're not going to get it. But this is the truth right here. This is the deal. And I'm so proud of you. And thank you so much for thinking about vital signs and wanting to come on, because it's vital. It's vital that, young people share with young people. Young people encourage each other, and you're in a position where you want to go and continue your education, that higher learning. And we have so many kids, they can't even get out of high school. So many dropping out of middle school, so this is things, again, a lot of people just not talking about it, because they're like, there's so much more going on than that. But this is the future. This is the right here, right now, and so I encourage all the listeners and all of you that are there. As you can tell, I got a lot of air today because I'm fired up. But I encourage all the listeners and get involved. Get involved with these young people, listen to them, pray for them, encourage them, get involved and see what it is they want to do. How can you help them, and I promise you, it's like listening to an elderly person that have lived for like generation after generation. They have so much wisdom, and you just want to just sit at their feet and listen. It's the same with a lot of our young people. If you just sit at their feet and just listen, because I do it a lot. When my niece come over here to help the nurses or come over here to help take care of me, wash my dishes, clean my house, whatever it is that she's coming to do, I listen to her. And, and for all of you that got that body, that body ain't going to get you out of everything all the time. And sometimes even what you got up here, that's going to go too. It's what's in the heart. It's the spirit that's going to carry you through. So I encourage you, if you want to come on to Vital Signs, Lisa at vitalsignspodcast.org. Go to that email, send an email, say, hey, Miss Lisa, I would like to come on. This is what I want to talk about. This is what I want to know about. And we will bring you on. So shout out to all the teachers out there. Again, thank you, teachers, because if it wasn't for the teachers, we wouldn't know what we know. And we were talking earlier, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to let Kymora go on. I was watching something on Facebook, and I'm not knocking anybody. That whatever your hustle is, as long as it's for truth and right, and it ain't hurt nobody, do you. But it was something on Facebook. It talked about if you want your business to grow, you need to be on TV. You need to do this. You need to do that. And it had like all these likes, and I'm still learning what a like is. And it had all these shares. I'm still learning what all it is. But in my mind, I'm thinking, I learned something last week called casting. Get your cell phone and cast it from your cell phone to your big screen TV and watch yourself, like yourself, love yourself. Come on, stop spending your money and you're not getting a return, or you're not supporting someone else's dream. Stop giving your money to these people that just don't mean you any good. Be conscious of what you put your money to, what you put your mind to, what you put your hands to, what you put your thoughts to. Be cautious of that, and I'm going to just keep it real. Get you a prayer life. If you're not a prayer, email me at that email, Lisa at vitalsignpodcast.org. I'll pray for you if you can't pray for yourself. There you go. You hear my niece? She say, me too. So we'll pray for you, because that's what it's going to take. That's my belief. My thing is prayer, because it is prayer that keeps me right where I am. It is prayer with dealing with stage 4 terminal cancer that keeps me going, that pushes me through. I have my days. Absolutely. Who doesn't? But we don't stay there. Right, Kymora?
No, we don't. I have my days. It's hard, but I still kind of just like try my best to get through it.
Mm-hmm.
Like not everybody needs to know everybody's business. Right. It's more like you have a bad day, you have a bad day, but as long as you get through it, that's what I think.
Absolutely. What are some of the things you do when you've had a bad day? Let's talk about let's kind of spin it a little bit. Let's talk about so-called friends, because that's a biggie. Social media bullying, school bullying. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about that. When you're having a bad day, you got somebody that's possibly bullying you, or somebody that's just, no matter what you say, no matter what you do, it's just never good enough. And you're just having a bad day with all the noise, in this world. Mm-hmm. What do you do to just get through that? What do you do to get through the day?
If I'm at work, like I'm on my break, when I was at school, or I'm just like at home, I kind of tune everything out. Like mm-hmm. I love music. Music is like my way of just mm-hmm. getting out. Mm-hmm. I would just tune into my music, and I would just kind of like go along with everything mm-hmm. and calm myself down. Yes. Especially, I love this artist, and his songs are very impacting, and they're just very like calming.
Mm-hmm. Give him a shout out. He might come on. Give him a shout out if you remember.
So I Am Rescued. It's IMRSQD. Mm-hmm. When I found out his name was I Am Rescued, I was like, that's so clever because of how you put it. Mm-hmm. He's very calming, and it's very impacting. Because I like this song. There's this new song called Taxi. Okay. It's all about how you're just left. Wow. Like, see, like you're left in a taxi. You mm-hmm. can't get out. Wow. Until you get pulled out mm-hmm. by God. Mm-hmm. So mm-hmm. when I heard the song, it was very calming, especially with the flute in the background. Because if y'all know me, for all my family and friends, I used to play the flute. My auntie used to play the flute. Mm-hmm. It was calming. Yes. So if you tune into his music, it's very calming and very relaxing. And then if you look up the lyrics, you're like, wow, I didn't hear this part, but it's in there. See. And it's very like, whoa. Mm-hmm. So that's what I do. And then one more thing I do is I just like, if I have free time or inspiration, I draw. Okay. Like, I had the inspiration to draw my car because I'm going to get real for a sec. Mm-hmm. I did get in 2 accidents. But with those 2 accidents, I've learned, because driving is very dangerous. But at the same time, you have to drive, because mm-hmm. without driving, you can't really get anywhere. Right. So I drew my car, mm-hmm. but in a human form. Yes. And I drew all the scars that it had. Mm-hmm. So one eye had a scar, and then on the side of its face had a scar. Mm-hmm. Because if you look at my car right now, you can see on the side of the head that it's dented, and I can't do anything about it. And every time I look at it, I'm like, that's my car. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to keep taking care of it because I need it. Amen. Especially to go to school and to become a teacher, because you have to drive to the school. Mm-hmm. So mm-hmm. when it comes to school, though, it's with teachers, I always question myself, how do they tune out the world? Because they go through a lot. And mentally, during COVID, it was a lot of stress mm-hmm. and anxiety. And I kind of felt bad for them, because even during the students, when they were doing online school and they were getting stressed out too, mm-hmm. teachers were also putting in more an effort, and they were trying to get every lesson plan in on the computer. So I felt bad because even though I was going through a hard time during COVID, I got through it, but I always thought of my teachers because they were the ones that were at home. They were the ones trying to figure out how to do the lesson plans. And then once school got back up and we're in person again, I would then see how teachers are stressed out at school too, especially Miss Butler. But I would see how she was stressed out because she's teaching math. There are students that don't want to listen, or students that are just giving her a hard time. Something. I would just always feel bad. So I feel like teachers, they go through the same thing like nurses, except of course they're not dealing with like health type thing. They're just dealing with students. They're dealing with their colleagues, their boss, and it gives them a whole lot of stress. And then the teachers, I am so sorry with your pay.
Amen.
I feel like you should be more, especially like my auntie was a teacher, my mom was a teacher. I mean, they got paid, but teachers should get paid more because what they deal with, it's the same thing with nurses. But like I said, except nurses deal with injured people, sick people, and teachers just deal with the students that are growing up, but they're also like giving them a hard time. I know I was giving them a hard time.
Yeah. We all.
Yeah, right. I wasn't trying to until all the teachers I had. If I did give you a hard time, I'm sorry. But now I'm realizing that giving them a hard time just puts a lot more pressure.
Yes.
And now I think about it, me becoming a teacher, I'm going to deal with that. But at the same time, I'm going to get through it because I want the future generation to learn about math because math can get you places.
Absolutely.
Like math can help you in a grocery store, the bank, especially bank. And then it can also get you to like just budgeting in general. Like once you get your own home, you want to budget how much groceries you get, how like the furniture you get, accessories, anything. You want to use math just so you can like budget everything, and then you can also save so that if you want to go on like trips or something, you can have that extra money just so you can like have your own free time to relax. That's what I wish that all teachers would get. Like during the summer, even though they're still like the summer vacation, they're still working. And I just want them to also have their own relaxation sensation somewhere.
Right. And see, maybe we'll come up with something for the teachers. Maybe we'll sponsor something for them and get some people involved to come in with some sponsorships and do something for those teachers. So that's a very good idea. Again, listen to these young people, empower them, encourage them. They have ideas. And remember, you work hard every day. What good is working hard or being blessed from the Lord when it comes to your finances and you can't count? Does that sound like it makes sense? But like my niece said, do you get you a life, learn your math, stop giving these teachers a hard time, because Lord knows I can attest to that too. We're so proud of you young people. If you are listening, we are proud of you. Continue to just keep pressing forward. Don't let anyone tell you what you cannot do. You can do it. You can do it. And there's so much technology these days. You can do it, So I'm going to let my niece have the last word, and we're going to close this episode because we only have so much time in the day and I only have so much air in this tank before Tammy come here, have something to say to me. So niece, do you have anything you want to say to the world?
Just for everyone, but I want to mainly look towards all the people that are like my age, like 19 or something around there. I just want to say that you are beautiful. You are very beautiful. You are very handsome. And I want you to know that you are very smart. Always know that whatever you're going to do in life, you're going to put all your knowledge in, like all of your knowledge into what you're going to do, but you also have to stay safe with it. That's another thing, because there are a lot of things that are happening, and I just want you guys to be safe and just make sure that you know who you are, because you makes you actually. Like, for example, what makes me is that I'm loyal, I am kind, I'm smart, I'm talented. I can name a whole bunch of things that makes me. And whoever is out there that does not like it, I don't care. But whoever's out there, just know that you pay attention to yourself, especially for college students, because now the first year of college students, they're going to go through it, especially me, because I'm going to get my associates and at FSCJ, and then I'm going to I'm going to transfer to University of North Florida to get my bachelor's degree and my teaching degree to be a math teacher at a high school. And hopefully I can go back to my high school, which is Oak Leaf High School, and I can teach there. And I can be with either the same teachers or the new ones. And I can also participate in all the extracurriculars or all the programs that, like Black History Month program, or like a fashion show, something. I would love to go back and participate and help and be with the teachers that taught me so much, or be with the new ones, and I can just be like, you're my colleague. Yeah. So
there you got it. There you have it, everybody. You know, from the mouth of the young. From the mouth of the young. So, Kymora, thank you so much for coming on to Vital Signs.
I will be back.
Yes, she will be back. Thank you so much for coming on to Vital Signs. And it is a privilege to have you here. And just to piggyback a little bit, I heard you say when you were in the car accident, it was so traumatic. You know, just being in this life is traumatic, you know, and how she explained it about scars. You know, we still carry the scars with us, but they do heal. They do heal, and we cannot give up. We have to keep going. Don't allow things that have happened to you in your life, things that continue to happen to you in your life, it's gonna hold you for a minute, but just don't stay there. You know, those scars, they may never heal, but you know what? You do get through on to get the next scar. I mean, it's always going to be something, but be your best kind of self. And the only way to do that is just to be who God created you to be. All right. And if you don't know who God created you to be, hit me up, Lisa at vitalsignspodcast.org. And I will have a conversation with you. And I have no problem with just saying what I think, what the Lord gives me of who he created you to be. Right up here on the wall, we have the fruits of the Spirit. So, but the fruit of the Spirit is what, Kymora?
It's love.
Love.
Joy. Peace.
Patience.
Kindness.
Goodness.
Faithfulness.
Gentleness.
And self-control.
So God bless each and every one of you that are listening to the sound of our voice. God bless each and every one of you that are listening and watching. Just God bless you. I love you. Thank you so much for tuning in to Vital Signs with Kymora Mason and Lisa Williams. Have a wonderful and prosperous day. Shout out to all the teachers. All the teachers. You deserve the world.
Yep.
God bless you.